everyone. I am Maria Teresa Rica M. Tuso. Now I am going to present my report about digestive system.
So what is digestive system? Digestive system is the bodily system concerned with the ingestion, digestion, and absorption of food and the discharge of residual waste and consisting of the digestive tract and accessory glands such as the salivary glands and the pancreas that secrete digestive enzymes. The salivary glands are organs on each side of the face. They make saliva spit, the lubricating fluid found in the mouth and throat. Saliva has enzymes that begin the process of digesting or breaking down food. It also has antibodies and other substances that help prevent infections of the mouth and throat. There are three main pair of saliva glands. First, the parotid glands are the largest salivary glands. They are located in front of the ear. Second is the sublingual glands, are the smallest of the major salivary glands. And third is the submandibular glands. It is about the size of a walnut and also it is located below the jaw. Pancreas is an organ and a gland. Glands are organs that produce and release substances in the body. The pancreas performs two main functions. First, exocrine function. It produces substances or enzymes that help with digestion. And second is endocrine function. It sends out hormones that control the amount of sugar in your bloodstream. So let's proceed to the 7 parts of the digestive system. First is oral cavity. The oral cavity or mouth is the point of entry of food into the digestive system. The food consumed is broken into smaller particles by mastication, the chewing action of the teeth. Second is esophagus. The esophagus is a tubular organ that connects the mouth to the stomach. The chewed and softened food passes through the esophagus after being swallowed. The esophagus also transfers food from the mouth to the stomach through peristaltic movement. Third is stomach. A large part of digestion occurs in the stomach. The stomach is a sac-like organ that secretes gastric digestive juices. The human stomach has an extremely acidic environment where most of the protein gets digested. Fourth is the small intestine. The small intestine is the organ where the digestion of protein, fats, and carbohydrates is completed. The small intestine is a long tube-like organ with a highly folded surface containing finger-like projections called the villi. The apical surface of each villus has many microscopic projections called microvilli. So villi are folds on the small intestine lining that increase the surface area to facilitate the absorption of nutrients. The human small intestine is over 6 meters long and is divided into 3 parts: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. The duodenum is the C-shaped fixed part of the small intestine. The duodenum is separated from the stomach by the pyloric sphincter, which opens to allow chyme to move from the stomach to the duodenum. In the duodenum, chyme is mixed with pancreatic juices in an alkaline solution rich in bicarbonate that neutralize the acidity of chyme and acts as a buffer. Pancreatic juices also contain several digestive enzymes. The jejunum, it is part of the small intestine between the duodenum and ileum. The ileum is the last part of the small intestine and here the bile salts and vitamins are absorbed into bloodstream. The undigested food is sent to the colon from the ileum via peristaltic movements of the muscle. The ileum is at the large intestine, begins at the ileocecal valve. The vermiform, worm-like appendix is located at the ileocecal valve. The appendix of humans secrete no enzymes and has an insignificant role in immunity. Fifth is the large intestine. The large intestine reabsorbs the water from the undigested food material and processes the waste material. The human large intestine is much smaller in length compared to the small intestine but larger in diameter. Large intestine has three parts: the cecum, the colon, and the rectum. The cecum joins the ileum to the colon and is the receiving pouch for the waste matter. The colon is home to many bacteria or intestinal flora that aid in the digestive processes. The colon can be divided into four regions: the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon, and the sigmoid colon. The main functions of the colon are to extract the water and mineral salts from undigested food and to store waste material. Rectum is the last several inches of the large intestine closest to the anus. 6 is the rectum and anus. The rectum is the terminal end of the large intestine. The primary role of the rectum is to store the feces until defecation. The feces are propelled using peristaltic movements during elimination. The anus is an opening at the far end of the digestive tract and is the exit point of the waste material. Two sphincters between the rectum and anus control elimination. The inner sphincter is involuntary and the outer sphincter is voluntary. And 7 is the accessory organs. The accessory organs are organs that add secretions or enzymes that catabolize food into nutrients. Accessory organs include salivary gland, the liver, the pancreas, and the gallbladder. The liver, pancreas, and gallbladder are regulated by hormones in response to the food consumed. The liver is the largest internal organ in humans and it plays a very important role in digestion of fats and detoxifying blood. The liver produces bile, a digestive juice that is required for the breakdown of fatty components of the food in the duodenum. The liver also processes the vitamins and fats and synthesizes many plasma proteins. The pancreas is another important gland that secretes digestive juices. The chyme produced from the stomach is highly acidic in nature. The pancreatic juices contain high levels of bicarbonate, an alkali that neutralizes the acidic chyme. Additionally, the pancreatic juices contain a large variety of enzymes that are required for the digestion of protein and carbohydrates. And the gallbladder is a small organ that aids the liver by storing bile and concentrating bile salts. When chyme containing fatty acids enters the duodenum, the bile secreted from the gallbladder into the duodenum. Next, let's proceed to the types of digestive system. So, it includes herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores. Herbivores are animals whose primary food source is plant-based. Omnivores are animals that eat both plant and animal-derived food. In Latin, omnivores means to eat everything. And carnivores are animals that eat other animals. The word carnivores is derived from Latin and literally means meat eater. Next is invertebrate digestive system. Animals have evolved different types of digestive systems to aid in the digestion of the different foods they consume. The simplest example is that of a gastrovascular cavity and is found in organisms with only one opening for digestion. The gastrovascular cavity are typically a blind tube or cavity with only one opening, the mouth, which serves as an anus. And the alimentary canal is a more advanced system. It consists of one tube with a mouth at one end and an anus at the other. Next is vertebrate digestive system. Vertebrate have evolved more complex digestive systems to adapt to their dietary needs. Some animals have a single stomach, while others have multi-chambered stomach. Birds have developed a digestive system adapted to eating unmasticated food. Next is the monogastric single-chambered stomach. This type of digestive system consists of one or mono stomach chamber or gastric. Humans and many animals have monogastric digestive system. The process of digestion begins with the mouth and the intake of a food. Humans and herbivores such as the rabbit have monogastric digestive system. However, in the rabbit, the small intestine and cecum are enlarged to allow more time to digest plant material. The enlarged organ provides more surface area for absorption of nutrients. Rabbits digest their food twice. The first time food passes through the digestive system, it collects in the cecum and then it passes as soft feces called cecotropes. The rabbit re-ingests these cecotropes to further digest them. And then next is avian. Birds face special challenges when it comes to obtaining nutrition from food. They do not have teeth, and so their digestive system must be able to process and masticated food. Avian esophagus has a pouch called a crop which stores food. Food passes from the crop to the first two stomachs called the proventriculus, which contains digestive juices that break down food. From the proventriculus, the food enters the second stomach called the gizzard, which grinds food. Some birds swallow stone or grit which are stored in the gizzard to aid the grinding process. Birds do not have separate opening to excrete urine and feces. Instead, uric acid from the kidneys is secreted into the large intestine and combined with waste from the digestive process. This waste is excreted through many openings called the cloaca. The stomach of birds has two chambers. The proventriculus, where gastric juices are produced to digest the food before it enters the stomach, and the gizzard, where the food is stored, soaked, and mechanically ground. Next is ruminants. Ruminants are mainly herbivores like cows, sheep, and goats, whose entire diet consists of eating large amounts of roughage of fiber. They have involved digestive systems that help them digest vast amounts of cellulose. To help digest the large amount of plant material, the stomach of the ruminants is a multi-chambered organ. Ruminant animals such as goats and cows have four stomachs. The first two stomachs is the rumen and the reticulum, contain prokaryotes and protists that are able to digest cellulose fiber. The ruminant regurgitates food from the reticulum, chews it, and swallows it into a third stomach, the omasum, which removes water. The cod then passes into the fourth stomach, the abomasum, where it is digested by enzymes produced by the ruminant. And next is pseudoruminants. Some animals such as camels and alpacas are pseudoruminants. They eat a lot of plant material and roughage. Digesting plant material is not easy because plant cell walls contain the polymeric sugar molecule cellulose. The digestive enzymes of these animals cannot break down cellulose, but microorganisms present in the digestive system can. Therefore, the digestive system must be able to handle large amounts of roughage and break down the cellulose. Pseudoruminants have a three-chamber stomach in the digestive system. However, their cecum, a pouch organ at the beginning of the large intestine containing many microorganisms that are necessary for the digestion of plant materials, is large and is the site where the roughage is fermented and digested. These animals do not have a rumens but have an omasum, abomasum, and reticulum. Now, let's proceed to the digestive processes. The processes of digestion include 6 activities or stages. It includes ingestion, propulsion, mechanical or physical digestion, chemical digestion, absorption, and defecation. Ingestion refers to the entry of food into the alimentary canal through the mouth. There the food is chewed and mixed with saliva, which contains enzymes that begin breaking down the carbohydrates in the food plus some lipid digestion via lingual lipase. Chewing increases the surface area of the food and allows an appropriately sized bolus to be produced. Food leaves the mouth when the tongue and pharyngeal muscles propel it into the esophagus. This act of swallowing, the last voluntary act until defecation, is an example of propulsion. Propulsion refers to the movement of food through the digestive tract and includes both the voluntary process of swallowing and the involuntary process of peristalsis. Peristalsis consists of sequential, alternating waves of contraction and relaxation of alimentary wall smooth muscles, which act to propel food along. These waves also play a role in mixing food with digestive juices. Peristalsis is so powerful that food and liquids you swallow enter your stomach even if you are standing on your head. Peristalsis moves food through the digestive tract with alternating waves of muscle contraction and relaxation. Digestion includes both mechanical and chemical processes. Mechanical digestion is a purely physical process that does not change the chemical nature of the food. Instead, it makes the food smaller to increase both surface area and mobility. It includes mastication or chewing as well as tongue movements that help break food into smaller bits and mix food with saliva. Chemical digestion. Starting in the mouth, digestive secretions break down complex food molecules into their chemical building blocks. For example, proteins into separate amino acids. These secretions vary in composition but typically contain water, various enzymes, acids, and salts. The process is completed in the small intestine. Absorption is the simple molecules that result from chemical digestion pass through cell membranes of the lining in the small intestine into the blood or lymph capillaries. This process is called absorption. And last is defecation. Is defined as the final act of digestion by which organisms eliminate their undigested waste material from the digestive tract via the anus.